In a village called River Creek, there lived a man named Sam. He owned a very big farm, but he didn't know what to do with it. His wife Sarah was a very intelligent woman. None of them was proudy due to this large property. They both were a responsible citizen and always helped the people of the village. They had a daughter Alice and a son Alec. Both the kids were scholars and always topped in their school. One day, Sam was sitting outside his home and thinking, "What should I do to make my farm prosperous?"
What happened, Father? About what are you thinking so hard?
Dear, I was thinking about how can we make a farm more profitable.
Father, may I suggest something?
Yes, my dear. What is it?
Father, I was thinking that our village face shortage of milk all the time, and we can turn this issue in an opportunity.
How?
Father, we can rear some cows and we even have some land for it. We can keep them there and take care of them. We will start our own business. It will help our villagers too.
Excellent, my child. This is a great idea, my dear. I will definitely think about this business. Saying this, Sam went into the house and discussed this idea with his wife Sarah. Hey, Sarah, our Alice has found a solution for her problem.
How's that?
Alice suggested rearing of cows, which will solve the problem of milk in our village, and it will be a new start for us too.
Yes, that's a nice idea, but where will we get money for this?
We will take a loan from the bank. I will go to the bank and inquire about this. Then Sam went to the bank and applied for the loan. After coming home, he took a rest. It will be better if I buy the cows as early as possible. I just have to wait for the loan to pass. After some days, he got the loan. Sam bought 10 cows with the help of the loan amount. He built a farm in his field and made arrangements for cows to live and to eat. Sam and Sarah both took good care of the cows as well as the field. One day, he milked the cows and took the milk to the market. Hi Sam, what are you doing here? You need milk? Oh no, I don't want the milk. In fact, I have came here to sell the milk of my cows. Will you buy milk from me now onward? Why not? I just want the good quality milk. I'll always give you a good quality milk without adding anything. Okay, my friend. If you will give me a good quality milk, then I will buy it from you every day. Okay, Pa. I will have to go now. Saying this, Sam returned home. His daughter Alice said,
Father, I'm thinking that now all the people in this village may get enough milk. But what about the other villages? Where are they going to get milk from? We have to think about them too.
You are right, my dear. But we have to think about this carefully. Few days passed. Diwali was few days away now. Demand for the milk was also growing day by day. But Sam couldn't fulfill their demand. He thought that if he bought some more cows, then he might get enough of milk. Hey Sarah, I am thinking to buy more cows. What do you think about it?
This is a nice idea, but how are we going to get so many cows?
That's what I am thinking about too.
I have some jewelry that I don't wear too often. You can get some money against this jewelry and we can get them back when we have enough money.
Sarah, I can't take this jewelry. This is the jewelry that you got in our marriage.
I'm not telling you to sell them. I'm just asking you to borrow money against this jewelry.
Alright dear, I will go and borrow some money against them. And from that money, we will buy few more cows. Then Sam left with the jewelry. He borrowed some money and then bought 2 more cows from the market. One day,
Father, I have a very good idea. If you hear it, you will be very happy.
Tell me, my dear.
I was thinking that we can also use the gomutra and cow dung of our cows to make useful products.
What can we make from this?
Father, we can pack the gomutra in a bottle and sell it. And from cow dung, we can make cow dung cakes and lamps too. And similarly, like this only, we can make many other things too, like agarbatti and dhoop.
This is a great idea. We will surely do it. Next day, Sam made some changes in his farm. He used some fixed pipes and started collecting gomutra in a tank. and then he started packing this gomutra in the bottles. He also started making cow dung cakes and lamps too. Alice learned how to make agarbatti and dhoop from gomutra after watching YouTube. Sam and Sarah took these products to the market to sell it.
Hey, what do you think? This will work?
My dear, it will work and it will be successful too. Don't worry. Gradually, their business started growing. They earned a lot of money during Diwali. Sam bought few more cows, and with the help of his daughter and wife, an ordinary farmer became a successful businessman. This story tells us that we should never give up and in difficult situations think with calm mind.
In the village of Red Hill, there lived a man Sherlock with his wife Richie and daughter Nika. Sherlock did farming with dedication for 4 months. Seeing this, his daughter said to him,
Dad, you work so hard, but still we don't earn much from it.
No, Nika, don't say this. It's like our mother, and expecting much is useless. We don't ask from our family. We take what we get. Understood?
Nika thinks in mind, what can she do for her parents, and goes to school. On her way, she sees a poha seller and gets an idea.
My mom makes such good vada paos, and his poha is not even that tasty. But still people are buying it. What if I help my dad?
Nika goes home and tells her dad.
Dad, I have a very good idea. Would you like to hear?
Yes, daughter. What is it?
Dad, you work for 4 months in farms and work at others' place for the rest of the year, and we survive with it. Dad, I was thinking if we sell vada pav, we will earn more profit. And you won't need to work at others' place too. What do you think?
Daughter, you have a good idea. But who will make vada pav for us?
Mom will make vada for us and will buy pav from bakery. Is it okay, Dad?
Sherlock starts to think about his daughter's idea, and Richie reaches there.
What I was saying is our daughter is right. Her idea is also great. I like it very much. What do you think about it?
Yes, you are right, Richie. Let's start preparing today. And we'll go sell them in the morning.
3 of them have their dinner and go to sleep. Next morning, they wake up early and start making vada pav. Watching them working, Nika gets happy and starts helping them. 3 of them made vada pav and went to market to sell them. Being this their first day, they weren't able to sell all of them and business wasn't good. So they return back home sad.
Dad, what happened? Why do you look so sad?
Nothing, daughter. Don't worry. You go and play.
Nika looks at the box. Many vada pav were left. And she says,
Dad, you were sad for selling vada pav for just 1 day. How will it work? Think yourself if it is okay.
Yes, daughter. You're right. Let's sleep now. We will see what we can do tomorrow.
Next day, Sherlock and Richie make vada pav again and went to sell them in the market. They sold a few vada pav that day. Nika gets another idea.
Dad, everybody here travels through local trains. So why don't we sell vada pav at local station?
Yes. Why not? We will sell vada pav on local railway station from tomorrow. What do you say?
Next day, Nika and Sherlock start selling vada pav on railway station. Hungry people in the morning quickly bought their vada pav.
Yum, it's tasty. How much for this vada pav?
Sir, for 10 rupees only. Do you like it?
It's delicious. I must go now. My train is arriving. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All of the vada pav were sold till evening. Seeing this, they got happy and went back home. Reaching back home and looking at their happy faces, Richie says,
Wow, you look happy today. What happened? Will you tell me?
Mom, we sold all our vada pavs and everybody liked it too.
Listening to this, Richie feels satisfied and she goes to work and Nika goes to study. Richie gets an idea and told Nika,
Daughter, you should study at home. I'll go to work with Dad. This shouldn't affect your studies.
No, Mom. I'll help Dad and study too. Don't worry.
Whatever you feel right. You never listen to anyone.
Nika started studying hard and helped selling vada pav with his dad. Sherlock's business was doing good now and even purchased a wagon for selling vada pav. He used to park it in the front of the railway station and sold fresh vada pav to customers. Slowly his customers increased and now famous Sherlock vada pav seller. Nika used to study at shop too. One day a rich man came to the shop.
Hey, mister. Why are you making this young girl work? You know, child labor is illegal, right?
She is not a worker here. She is my daughter Nika and she comes here on her own will.
Oh, it's like that. Give me a vada pav.
Sherlock gives the rich man a vada pav and he goes from there.
Daughter, you don't need to care of this society. You just take care of your studies.
Few days passed. Sherlock's condition is improving now. Nika's board exams were close. She studied hard and few months later she got her results. Nika topped in her district and the news spread in the newspaper and her village.
Sherlock, Nika topped in boards. And her picture is also in the newspaper. Look.
What are you saying, Adam? Really?
Adam shows Nika's picture in the newspaper to Sherlock. Sherlock gets happy looking at the picture. Next day, Sherlock and Nika both go to school. All the teachers welcome Nika with a bouquet and even gets a scholarship for her further studies. After the event, Sherlock and Nika are returning back home and Sherlock says,
Nika, you made me proud. I am very happy. Feels like all of my doings are paid off now.
Dad, you always stood by me, and you are the reason I was able to do it.
They both go home now. News was spread in the whole village and her mom and villagers were waiting to welcome her.
Richie, your daughter has made us all proud. We have to celebrate.
We will, surely.
Sherlock and Nika reach home. Richie and villagers welcome them with a celebration.
I am proud of you. And today we all are recognized by your name.
Let's go, Mom. I'm hungry since morning. Let's have food.
Sure. I've made your favorite pudding today. Let's go.
This is how smart and sincere Nika proud her herself, her parents and her village.
Once upon a time, a new burger man named Kevin comes to Tokyo village. After crossing many villages, finally he likes to settle down in Tokyo. The villagers here have no idea of what a burger is. Kevin thinks,
Oh wow, there's no burger man in this village. These villagers don't even know what a burger is. Well, that's how people will know how good my burger tastes. My business would also prosper.
With this thought in mind, Kevin puts up his burger stall in the middle of the village.
Come brother, come buddy. Burger at 15 rupees only. Come on, come all. Taste my delicious burger.
Raviol and Rambo are standing there and they are thinking, Hey Rambo, do you think the burger tastes so delicious?
Well, I have never tasted in my life. Come, it is a matter of 15 rupees only. Let's try it out. Please come, sir. How many burgers should I give? 1 or 2?
Let us try with one burger. If it is good, we will have another one.
Alright, sir.
Kevin gives a burger to Raviol. Raviol and Rambo eat the burger and they find that it tastes very good. Both eats burger to their full. They tell the villagers that the taste of burger is very good. Hearing this, the villagers flock into the taste of burger. They all enjoy eating burgers. Kevin's burger business grew and began to prosper day by day. One day, Stephen came to his shop. Stephen was very greedy and lazy also. He hated to do any kind of work. He saw the rush of people in the burger shop and was surprised. Greediness crept into his heart.
This burger job seems to be very good. The whole village comes to taste his burger. Why not kill him and take over his business? Good idea. I will get everything very easily. And yes, I need not to put any labor also. I will do this.
That night, Stephen goes to Kevin's house in disguise. Kevin was asleep and he kills Kevin with his knife. Then he steals away all the burger making goods. The next day, he starts to sell burgers in place of Kevin in the shop.
Come, have some burgers. Enjoy yourself, brothers. Come on, enjoy hot burgers.
Hearing this, Riviol goes to the shop. Hey Stephen, what's this? Started some new business? Where's the old burger man?
The old burger man's business was in loss, and so last night he sold it out to me and left this place. From today, I will run this business.
That's good. Give one burger, please. We see that the burger man Kevin turns into a ghost. Strange, where have my burger making stuff gone? He enters his room and sees that his dead body is lying on the bed. Oh my god, this is me, and I have been stabbed. That means I'm dead. Kevin's ghost feels very bad that somebody stabbed him to death while he was sleeping, and he had no idea who the culprit was. I will not spare the one who has killed me. I have been cheated. I had no ill feeling of anybody. I swear I will take revenge and teach him a good lesson too. The ghost starts roaming here and there in the village, and there Stephen puts stale sauce and vegetables in burgers and tries to sell them off.
Yes, this is good. Let me use half good vegetables and half bad ones. Anyways, who will come to know? In this way, I will spend less and earn more profits also. Hey, brother Harry, this burger always upsets my stomach. The previous burger man was so good. His burgers were so tasty. I had no problem eating a stomach full of them.
You are right, brother. Stephen's burger upsets the stomach. But alas, the tongue never listens to the heart. The burger man's ghost overhears their conversation. Oh, so Stephen is the man behind all this. He swallowed up my burger business also. And now he is selling burgers? Maybe Stephen is the one who has killed me. I will not spare him at any cost. The ghost is very angry and goes away from there. Here, because of the nasty taste of burger, people stop eating it. Stephen's business sees a decline. One day after closing down his shop, Stephen is going home. Kevin's ghost is already present in his house. At last, you are back here again. Now, where will you go?
Who are you? Why don't you show yourself?
And then the ghost shows himself to Stephen. What wrong did I do with you? Why do you kill me? And now you are feeding on my business?
Please forgive me. I realize my mistake.
Now you will have to pay for this mistake. Saying this, Kevin's ghost enters the body of Stephen and possesses his body. After this, the ghost burger man puts up a free burger board outside his shop. He started making delicious burgers and gave them to people for free.
I have eaten such a delicious burger after so many days. Wow, it's so delicious.
Look, Stephen, today you have made the same tasty burger as made by the previous one. Keep up the good work always. After selling burgers for the entire day, Stephen returns to his house. Then the ghost leaves his body. Stephen figures out the day's business and finds that he is in a complete loss. The next morning, Kevin's ghost again enters the body of Stephen and distributes free burgers to the villagers. This goes on a few more days. Hey brother, Stephen is making very tasty burger these days, and that too he is giving for free.
You are right. He was never sparing even a rupee till yesterday. How did he change? There's something fishy.
Today, let's follow him and see to ourselves what the matter is. Saying this, the three of them start following Stephen very quietly. Stephen reaches his home. The ghost comes out of his body. Now it is great fun. You have finished all your money, right? For this money, only you have killed me. I will bring this to the notice of all the villagers.
Please forgive me, Kevin. I have killed you. Please forgive me.
Riviol, Rambo and Henry overhear all this and they spread the news in the entire village. The next day, in front of the village panchayat, Stephen confesses his crime and he is sentenced to jail. Friends, the moral of this story is that if we harm and hurts other, we can never prosper in our life.